Good morning, class. So today we're looking at functions. We're wrapping up the topic on functions. You're on exercise 2.21, not so? Out of exercise 2.21 you had to do numbers. Huh? 5.21, yes? 2.21. So now you didn't do the homework because I said 2.21. Oh, I said the wrong thing. Oh, what a shock. I thought I said 2.21, so when you looked at 2.21 there wasn't, so you didn't do the homework. That's what I thought. Okay, it was 5.21, absolutely correct. You had to do numbers? 1 to 5, all of it. Oh, not all, there's 8 of it, no? Yes. Right, people. So I said I'm going to do numbers 1 to 5. Okay, so just let's go through it quickly. In the accompanying, the sketch illustrates the graph of f of x equals negative x squared plus 10x minus 16 and y is equal to g of x equals negative x plus 2. So I'm just going to write down the equations here. So y equals negative x squared plus 10x minus 16, and the g of x graph is negative x plus 2. This is the f of x. Okay. I'm just doing that so that I can enlarge the graph. Not enlarge it, just move it up a bit. Alright. So the first question says, calculate the coordinates of P and Q. So I'm going to look at P. P is your your y-intercept. Let x equal to 0 of which graph? Of g of x. Not so. So g of 0 is going to give an answer of 2. So what's the coordinates of P? 0. Okay. Then A2. I want you to work out Q. Now Q is the y-intercept of f. What do you do for y-intercept? With x equal to 0 of f of x. So f of 0 is going to give you negative 16. So hence the coordinates of Q is 0 and minus 16. Okay? Then in B, they want you to work out the length of PQ. If that distance is 2 and that distance is 16, PQ has to be 18 units. Okay? Otherwise, you could have said 2 minus 16. Okay? C, they want you to calculate the coordinates of M and N. M and N are also the x-intercepts of the parabola. M is the x-intercept of the straight line. But I'm not going to work out first the x-intercept of the straight line and again come back to work out n, which is the x-intercept of the parabola. By using the parabola's equation, I will get m and n at this simultaneously. Not so. So we will say x-intercept, let y equal to 0. And this is of f of x. So that is going to give us 0 equals negative x squared plus 10x minus 16 divided by negative 1. So x squared minus 10x plus 16. Trinomial. So x and x, 8 and 2 minus 1. So x is equal to 8 or x is equal to. See that, people? So what's the coordinates of M? 2 and 0, and N 8 and 2. Not so? Also note that as I calculate different things on this diagram, I start populating this diagram. Okay? As I do in geometry as well. No? Then it says Then we are told, give the length of Mn. This is D. So what is the length of Mn? It's going to be 8 minus 2, which is 6 units. So we can just write 6 units. Then E, sorry, what's wrong? E, we ask, write the equation of f in the form of f of x equal to a into x plus b whole squared plus q. Determine the coordinates of is the turning point of f. As we said, this is in the turning point form, not so completing of the square form. So f of x is defined by negative x squared plus 10x minus 16. So as you can see, negative is a common factor. We take it up, we always want the 1 in front of x squared. So it's minus 10x plus 16. So to complete the square, we must add a number and subtract the same number. And what's the number in this case? It's going to be b times a half. And b times a half must be squared. In this case, it's going to be negative 10 times a half, which is negative 5. And 5 squared is 25. So that's your perfect square line number. Remembering that that number is always positive. It will always be positive. Okay? Which now gives us negative open brackets x minus 5 squared minus 9. Let's check there. Yeah, should be minus 9. Multiply the negative in is negative into x minus 5 squared plus 9. Okay? So that is f of x in the turning point form or in completion of the square. Okay? Remembering they asked us to work out the coordinates of the turning point. The turning point can be read off from here. Okay? The turning point's coordinate, the additive inverse of negative 5 is 5 and 9 remains 9. Remember when we did the completing of the square, we always end up by saying the graph has a maximum value of 5 occurring at 9. You remember we always used to say that? And here is where it comes into place. The graph has a maximum value of 9 and it occurs at an x value of 5. You see that's the axis of symmetry value there as well. Okay? Yeah. So this was 5 and 9 here. Then if calculates the coordinates of V, calculate the coordinates of V. One of the points of intersection of F and G. People, how do you calculate V? What is V? Point of intersection. How do we calculate the points of intersection? We said f of x equal to the graph of g of x, or the parabola equals the straight line. What's the equation of the parabola? Negative x squared plus 10x minus 16 is equal to negative x plus 12. X is one side, numbers the other side. So 0 is equal to x squared minus 11x plus 18. Trinomial. X and x, 9 and 2, minus minus. So x is equal to 9 or? Now so, which one of the two are we interested in? Why are there two in this case? There are 2 points of intersection. That one's already accounted for. There's your 2. Not so? Which is the same. The other one, the one that we're interested in for V is 9. So what do we do with 9? We either substitute into the straight line or into the parabola. We're going to go in the straight line in this case. So it's easier. So V is going to give you 9 and negative 7. Alright, any confusion here? Alright, let's carry on. Second one. In the next example, we are given a diagram represents the graph of y is equal to fx equals x squared minus 4x minus 12 and straight line g. So g of x is in the form mx plus c. Okay. Straight line there. First question we were asked. First question we were asked. Here number 2, no? That's number 2. The first question we were asked to calculate the length of OC. Calculate the length of OC. People, what do you notice about C? C is the y-intercept of what? Of the parabola, not so. What do you do for y-intercept? Let x equal to 0. Okay, and this is on the f of x graph. Okay, so f of 0 works out to be negative 12. So the coordinate of C is going to be 0 and negative 12. But that wasn't the question. The question was the length of OC. So what's the length of OC?
12.
OC is going to be 12 units. Remember, length is never negative. Okay. Then B says to calculate the coordinates of A and B, the x-intercept of F. A and B, the x-intercepts of F. But how do you calculate the x-intercept? Let y equal to 0. So x-intercept, let y equal to 0. So we have 0 equals x squared minus 4x minus 2. Okay, factorize trinomials, x and x, 6 and 2, minus plus. So x is equal to 6 or x is equal to minus. Okay? As you can see, that's the minus 2 and that is the 6. But what's the question? The coordinates. So what's the coordinates of A? Negative 2 and 0. And B is going to be 6. Okay? So look at C. Determine the equation of g of x. So g of x will be in the form of mx plus c. To calculate my gradient, I need 2 points, not so? Do I have 2 points? Yes, I have C and B. That's both, it's on G. The gradient, how do you work out gradient? y2 minus y1 over 2 minus x1. So B is going to be 6 and 0, and C, which is 0 and negative 12. So it's negative 12 minus 0 over 0 minus 6, which is 2. What is your y-intercept? Minus 12, which makes your C value minus 12, not so? So therefore, y is equal to 2x minus 12. That's the equation of g of x. Y is equal to y is equal to 2x minus 12. Alright, you guys got it? And the next question says, determine the coordinates of E, the turning point of F. How do you calculate the turning point? X of 70 is minus B over 2A. So it's minus 4 over 2 times 2. No, 2 times 1, sorry. Which gives you an answer of 2. What do I do with that? Sub that into F. So F of 2 is equal to 2 squared minus 4 times 2 minus 2. So 4 minus 8 is minus 4, minus 12 is minus 16. So therefore E's coordinate is 2 and negative 16. You guys understand? Any confusion there? In E, we are told for which values of x is f of x less than 0. What does that mean to say? F of x must be negative or below the line. So here's your f of x graph. You got y is equal to 0, it has to be below 0 then. Not so? So f of x is less than 0. So is this part more than less than 0? More than. We're just starting it at negative 2 all the way to 6. And then f is again more than 0. Is that a continuous or a breaking solution? Continuous. From negative 2 to 6. So x is greater than negative 2 but less than 6. Okay. Question 3. See, same things gets asked over and over again. So exercise 5.21 on page 74. We are told that we are told that the equation of the graphs shown in the sketch are g of x equals negative x squared plus 10x minus 24, this is the parabola, and f of x equal to 3x minus 24. You see here the constants on g and f is the same, hence the common y-intercept, both is a negative 24. You see that? The first question, give the coordinates of D, y-intercept of both graphs. So D is 0 and negative 24. Okay? B. And that's all you need to write in the exam. You don't have to say y-intercept at x. But if you want to, you may. Calculate the coordinates of A and B, the x-intercepts of G. How do you calculate x-intercept? Let y equal to 0. And it's the equation of g of x. So 0 is equal to negative x squared plus 10x minus 24 divided by 0, by negative, sorry. So 0 is equal to x squared minus 10x plus 24. Then I factorize the trinomial. So that's an x and an x. 24 is going to be 6 and 4, both negative. So x is equal to 6 or x equal to. So what's the coordinates of A? 4 and 0. And B? 6 and 0. Okay. C. Determine the coordinates of C, the turning point. This is axis of symmetry, which is minus b over 2a. So it's minus 10 over 2a, which gives you 5. So my equation is y is equal to, or I could have said g of 5. It's negative 5 squared, which is negative 25 plus 10 times 5, which is 50, so it's 25. Minus 24 will give you an answer 1. So therefore C is 5 and negative 24. This one in the F. 5 and 1. We're seeing negative 24. Okay. D. The coordinates of E, one of the points of intersection. How do you work out points of intersection? So the two graphs equal to each other. So in other words, the f of x graph equals g of x. So negative x squared plus 10x minus 24 equals 3x minus 24. That cancel. So 0 is equal to x squared, 3x minus 10x minus 7x. X is a common factor, so it's x minus 7. So what do I do here? X is equal to 0 or x equal to 7. Right. Why is it two values? We have 2 points of intersection. And the D is where the 0 is already. That's on your origin, on your y-intercept. Whilst the other one is going to be at 7. Okay. So what do I do with that? I either put it into the straight line or into the parabola. The straight line is going to be easier at this point. So f of 7 is equal to 3 times 7, which is 21 minus 24 is negative 3. So therefore E is going to be 7 and negative 3. Okay. Any confusion there? No? Person shaking her head, no confusion, but she's writing everything I wrote down so far. Nice. For which values of x is g increasing? Which values of x is g increasing? This is number 3. So g is your parabola. Is g increasing or decreasing? Increasing. So it's increasing for x's less than 1. Can you see that, people? So g is increasing for x is less than 5. It was E. X is less than 5. If's question is, for which values of x is g of x greater than 0? What does greater than 0 mean? It has to be above what? The x-axis. That's the y is equal to 0 line. Is g above or below here? Huh? Below. So it must be above, then it must be positive. So we're starting positive from A till B. Continuous or breaking solution? Continuous. It's from which point? From 4 till 6. Okay, so x is greater than 4, but less than 6. G. In G we are told that if A is a point 4 and 0, okay, so which we do have, it confirms that the answer to A is correct. Not so. It says, and AG is parallel to your y-axis. Calculate the coordinates of G. So what do we know about G already? There's an x value of 4. They can either say it's perpendicular to your x-axis or parallel to your y-axis. Okay. So G is 4 and some y value. Not so. So since G is on the straight line, I substitute 4 into the straight line. Can you see that, people? So I say if of 4 equals 3 times 4 minus 24, which gives an answer of negative 12. Therefore G is 4 and negative 2. Okay. Any issues here, people? No? Number 4. Right. So the diagram represents the graphs of f of x equal to 2 to x minus 4. What type of graph is that? An exponential function. Not so. And y equals g of x, which is equal to 2x minus 4. F and g intersect points A and B, which is 1 and k. B is 1 and k. Determine the coordinates of A. People, what is A? A is the point of intersection of the two graphs. Not so. But what else is A? So x is and it's easy to work out x intercept. Not so. This case is going to be very difficult to work out your using points of intersection. So your A. Not difficult, but it's easier to work out your x intercept. We calculate your x-intercept. What do we do? Let y equal to 0. On which equation must I use? Must I use f of x or g of x? Doesn't matter, because we got the equation of both. So I'm going with f of x. So I got 0 is equal to 2 to the x minus 4. So 4 over becomes positive 4. So 2 to the x is equal to 2 squared. Therefore x is equal to Have I got have I answered the question? No? So therefore A is equal, A would be 2 and? Okay. So let's look at B. B says the value of K. But what do you notice about K? K is the Y value of the Y coordinate of B. Not so. And this graph, this B lies on the parabola and on the straight line. So I just substitute that into either parabola or straight line, f of 1, which is the exponential graph for the straight line, f of 1. It's going to be 2 to the 1 minus 4, which is negative 2. Can you see that, people? F of 1 is most K, so K is negative 2. Okay? Look at C. C says the distance of ST. So what do you notice about S? What is S? Y-intercept. So y-intercept of what? Then x equal to 0. What is the y-intercept of the exponential function? Not so. Which is f of x. So f of 0 will be 2 plus 0 minus 4. Which is minus 3. Okay? Okay? Then G of 0. Can you see it? That is also y-intercept. So it's 2 times 0 minus 4, which is negative. So therefore, what's the length of ST? It's 1 unit. Okay. Remember, length is never negative. Okay. Then I want to know the length of PQ. Can you see here? This is PQ. How do you calculate the distance between two graphs? It will be the top graph, which is the f of x, minus the g of x. But we are told that OR is 4 units from there to there is 4. So what's your x value at that point? Will it be 4? Not so. X value is going to be 4. So in other words, I'm going to work out f of 4 minus g of 4. Not so. But okay, let's just simplify it first. So you say 2 to the x. You say 2 to the x. In that time of the week. You feel it's weekend and you forgot you had a long holiday. No? Nobody's saying yes now. So you got 2 to the x minus 4 minus g of x, which is 2x minus 4. So we're going to get rid of the brackets here. So we've got 2 to the x minus 4 plus 4 will cancel. Minus 2x. People, they are unlike terms. So what do we do now? We're going to substitute. X is equal to 4. By doing that, we're going to have PQ is equal to 2 to the 4, which is 16, minus 2 times 4, which is 8. Give me a length of 8 units. Okay? Alright, next question. E. They want you to calculate the length of Mn. If OL from O to L is 1 unit. So what's your X value here at L? How can it be 2? If this is 1, then what will the X coordinate? What will the coordinate of L be? Negative 1 and 0. Negative part of your X axis. Answer? So Mn is going to be the exponential function minus the straight line function. Isn't that the one we just dealt with now? So that will also be the same as 2x minus 2x. 2 to the x minus 2x. No? So at this point we're going to substitute x is equal to minus 1. So Mn is equal to 2 to the minus 1 minus 2 times negative 1. So it will be half plus 2, it's going to be 2.5. Okay, 2.5 units. Right. Then they want to know the domain and the range of G, domain and range of G, and the domain and the range of F. Okay. G is the straight line graph, not so. So the domain of the straight line graph, as you can see, is going to negative infinity and positive infinity. So x is an element of all real numbers. The range of G, again, straight line, negative infinity, positive infinity. So y is an element of all real numbers. Looking at the domain of G, of F, as you can see, F is going to negative infinity, positive infinity. So x is an element of all real numbers. The range of F. Does this graph exist? Does F exist at negative infinity? No. Where does it start existing at? Negative 4 onwards. So y must be greater than negative 4. Can it be equal at negative 4? No. Why not? That's it. Okay. Alright, so I'll take all this information off here. G. G number 1. For which value or values of x is f of x greater or equal to g of x? Is f greater or less than g here? Is f less than or more than g of x? More than. So that's what I'm interested in. It's more than up until b. Not so. Then b and then g of x is on top till a, and then f again is on top. Did you see that, people? The continuous or break-in solution, right? So x must be less than, what's your x value at b? 1, or x must be more than 2. Is the equal sign? Are they equal at b? Yes. Are they equal at 2? Yes. There we go. The next question, they want to know where is f of x greater than negative 4. What type of graph is f of x? The exponential graph. Here's the y is equal to negative 4 line. What you notice? The whole f graph is above negative 4. Not so? So what do we write? X is an element of all the real numbers. Okay? And then, lastly, g of x is greater than negative 4. We know that is negative 4. G of x is a straight line. So it must be more than, so it's above that graph of y is equal to negative 4. So what do we say? It's only that part of the graph which is greater than negative 4. Not so? In other words, we must say x must be more than. Okay. Number 5. Question 5. The given sketch shows the graphs of f of x equal to 8 over x minus 4 and g of x equal to negative 2x plus 6. A. We are told give the equation of the asymptotes of f. So f is the hyperbola graph. So the equation of this asymptote is y is equal to negative 4 and x is equal to 0. Horizontal and vertical asymptote. Okay? B. Calculate the coordinates of A. What is A? The x-intercept. X-intercept of what? The x-intercept of the hyperbola graph, which is f of x. So 0 is equal to 8 over x minus 4. Take minus 4 over. Becomes positive 4. Cross multiply. 4x is equal to 8. So x is equal to 2. What's the coordinates of A? 2 and 0. Okay? C. Determine the coordinates of B, the x-intercept of G. So x-intercept, let y equal to 0 of g of x. So 0 is equal to negative 2x plus 6. The 2x is equal to 6. X is equal to 3. Therefore, B, 3 and 0. Look at the D. Is the domain and the range of f. Domain and range. We're looking at f. The f graph is a hyperbola graph. This graph goes to negative infinity, positive infinity. So x is an element or real numbers. X is not equal to 0. The range of f. The graph is going to negative infinity and positive infinity. So y is an element of all real numbers. Y is just not equal to negative 4, which is what is accepted. We dealt with that. We had a lot of questions. We answered a lot of domain and range questions when we were sketching these graphs. Okay. It still applies. E. So in E they want to know is g of x less than or equal to 0. So in other words, where g of x is below this line. So g of x is a straight line graph. So the straight line graph is below that axis. For x's, nope, x's more than 3 and equal to that, equal that 3. F. And if we are told A is the point 2 and 0, which now confirms what we have. They want, and A is parallel to our axis, determine the coordinates of E. So as it stands here, we know what the x value of E, which will be 2, and some y value. So we'll substitute 2 into which equation? The g of x. Why? Because E lies on g of x. Yes?
E is supposed to be x.
Greater than 2. Yeah, sorry. 3. I did the right marking on the diagram, but I wrote the wrong value down. Sorry. Thank you, Michael. So you must substitute 2 into g of x. So g of 2 is equal to negative 2 times 2 plus 6, which is 2. So E is 2 and 2. Okay. G, the length of AE. So if that is 2 and this is 2 and 0, so what is that length? 2 units. See how easy the stuff is? And this gets repeated all the time. Then it says, calculate the coordinates of E and D, the points of intersection. So, to work out E and D, which is the points of intersection, what do? So the two graphs equal to each other. So we're going to say f of x is equal to g of x. So it's going to be 8 over x minus 4 is equal to negative 2x plus 6. So what I do is I multiply throughout by the LCM, which is x, to get rid of the denominator here. So I get 8 minus 4x is equal to negative 2x squared plus 6x. Quadratic, so take everything to one side. X squared minus 10x plus 8 is equal to 0. Divided by 2. So x squared minus 5x plus 4 is equal to 0. Trinomial. If you don't know how to use a trinomial, a factorize a trinomial, use your quadratic formula. Okay? So x is equal to 4 or x is equal to 1. Why are there two values? 2 points of intersection. The x equal to 1 belongs to C. Okay? So we'll substitute that x equal to 1 either into the straight line or into the hyperbola. So f of 4 equals 8 over 4 minus 4, which is negative 2. Okay? So one coordinate is 4 and negative 2. On the other hand, we work out f of 1 is 8 over 1 minus 4, which is 4. So it's 1 and 4. But to answer the question, they want you to give the coordinates of C and D. So C is going to be the 1 and 4, and then D has to be 4 and negative. Okay? That was the homework for today, no? So homework for Monday. It's going to be number 6, 7 and 8. And in assignment for Wednesday is the revision exercise. Okay? The revision exercise, I think, only have 5 sums, no? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 sums. Okay, this is the ending assignment. I want to check the work done. Okay. Kelsey, did you hear that, Michael? Kelsey's fast asleep. Kelsey, who's Peter? Calling Peter's name all the time. Do you hear what the homework was, Kelsey? And for Wednesday? You don't know. Okay, it's the revision. It's a revision exercise, okay? So hand in assignment, please. So that basically brings us to the end of this work, okay? People, don't waste your time. Get started, or is this too little work for you for the weekend? Eh? Now do your work. Your graphs is 35 marks in paper 1 for grade 12. 35 marks. 150 marks. Yeah. Function and graphs, 35 marks. In your grade 11 final exam, it's 30 marks. No, that's 2. Grade 11. 45. Oh my word. Whoa. 45 more. So people, stop wasting your time and sleeping in the maths class. Unless you know what's going on, okay? You got all your answers right? Yes, that's why I thought you were sleeping. So I left you. And I see they were moving papers on the side. They're writing love letters on the side. People enjoy the weekend and the rest of the day. Good morning, class.